Your voice, that constant companion in your mind, speaks over 50,000 words to you every single day. Right now, in this moment, it's already whispering judgments, fears, or perhaps even reasons why you can't achieve what you truly want. But I'm here to tell you, those words can either be the bars of your prison or the wings of your freedom. I used to wake up each morning looking in the mirror, and my inner voice would say, another mediocre day. You're not good enough. You'll never make it. Each criticism, each doubt, each negative thought piled up like bricks, building walls around my potential. Until one day, sitting at my kitchen table, staring at yet another rejection letter, something snapped. I realized the person talking me out of my dreams wasn't my boss, wasn't my family, wasn't society. It was me. That moment changed everything. I started paying attention to this inner conversation that had been running on autopilot for decades. The same voice that had torn me down could be trained to build me up. The same energy I used for self-criticism could fuel self-improvement. Look around you. How many dreams are lying dormant in this room right now? How many brilliant ideas have been silenced by that inner voice saying, impossible, not now, maybe later? Your potential, your raw, untapped, magnificent potential is being suffocated by words you speak to yourself every single day. Think about it. What could you achieve if your inner voice became your biggest supporter instead of your harshest critic? What mountains could you climb if that voice spoke courage instead of fear? What dreams could you realize if that voice painted possibilities instead of limitations? This next week isn't just about changing your self-talk. It's about reclaiming your power, about turning the volume up on your greatness and down on your doubts. Your life's trajectory hinges on these internal conversations, and it's time to take control of the narrative. Every word you speak to yourself triggers a biochemical reaction in your body. When you tell yourself, I can't, your brain releases stress hormones. Cortisol floods your system, your muscles tense, and your creative thinking shuts down. But when you say, I can, dopamine and serotonin surge through your body, lighting up the same brain regions that activate during actual success. This isn't just positive thinking. It's pure neuroscience. Research shows that Olympic athletes who use powerful self-talk perform up to 44% better than those who don't. Your brain can't tell the difference between what you vividly imagine and what's real. Every time you tell yourself you're capable, your neural pathways physically change, creating new connections that support success. Right now, your mind processes about 60,000 thoughts per day. That's 60,000 opportunities to either strengthen or weaken your foundation. Think of your thoughts like a river. They've carved deep channels in your mind over years. These thought patterns become automatic, running in the background like computer software, controlling your decisions, actions, and ultimately, your life's direction. When you say, I'm not good at public speaking, your brain accepts this as a command. It starts looking for evidence to support this belief, ignores contradicting evidence, and creates behaviors that make this truth real. You start avoiding opportunities to speak. Your anxiety increases when you must present. And eventually, this becomes your reality. Not because you lack ability, but because you programmed your brain to make it so. Breaking these patterns isn't about forcing positivity. It's about becoming aware of your mental soundtrack and questioning its authority. When that voice says, you'll fail, ask yourself, is this a fact or just a fear? Where's the evidence? What if the opposite were true? Your brain is like a garden. Negative thoughts are weeds that grow automatically. Positive thoughts are like flowers that need intentional planting and care. Every time you catch a negative thought and replace it with a constructive one, you're pulling weeds and planting flowers. Over time, your mental garden transforms. Start paying attention to your mental chatter. Notice the phrases you repeat most often. Are they building you up or tearing you down? Are they moving you toward your goals or holding you back? Your inner voice isn't just commenting on your life, it's creating it. The good news? You have complete control over this voice. You can fire your inner critic and hire an inner coach. You can transform that voice from a harsh judge to a wise mentor. The patterns may be deep, but they're not permanent. With conscious effort, you can rewire your brain's circuitry. Each positive thought creates new neural pathways. Each encouraging word strengthens these pathways until they become your new normal. Remember, your thoughts are not you. They're tools you can use. They're not commands you must obey. They're suggestions you can accept or reject. You have the power to change the conversation. And when you change the conversation, you change your life. Today marks your first step into conscious awareness. Think of yourself as a scientist, observing your mind's chatter with curiosity instead of judgment. Your mission for the next 24 hours? Become the observer of your inner world. From the moment you wake up, carry a small notebook with you. Every time you notice your inner voice speaking, pause and write it down. Don't try to change anything yet. Just watch and record. Notice when you walk past a mirror and automatically criticize your appearance. Pay attention to the words that pop up when you make a mistake at work. Listen to what you tell yourself when someone else succeeds. This process might feel uncomfortable at first. You'll be shocked at how often your inner voice speaks in absolutes. I always mess this up. I never get it right. Nobody values my opinion. These absolute statements are red flags. Mark them with a star in your notebook. They're usually the furthest from truth, but have the strongest impact on your confidence. Throughout the day, set 3 alarm reminders: morning, afternoon, and evening. When they ring, take 2 minutes to check in with yourself. What's the predominant tone of your inner dialogue? Is it encouraging or discouraging? Solution-focused or problem-focused? Write it down without trying to fix it. Before bed tonight, open your notebook and review your observations. Look for patterns. Are there specific situations that trigger negative self-talk? Are there certain phrases you repeat often? Count how many times you used words like can't, never, or impossible. These are your mental habits revealing themselves. Create a simple evening reflection practice. Ask yourself, what was the most common negative phrase I used today? When did my inner voice speak the loudest? How did my self-talk affect my actions and decisions? What emotions came up most often with my negative self-talk? Remember, today isn't about making changes. It's about shining a light on the unconscious conversations that have been running your life. You can't transform what you don't acknowledge. This awareness is your foundation for change. Tomorrow, we'll start challenging these patterns, but for now, just observe and document. Your inner world is revealing itself to you. Pay attention. Now that you've observed your mental patterns, it's time to face them head on. Today, you become the prosecutor of your limiting beliefs, questioning every negative assumption your mind presents. Take out that notebook filled with yesterday's observations. Each negative thought is about to stand trial. Start with your most common limiting belief from yesterday. Write it down at the top of a fresh page. Below it, write this question: where's the proof? Your mind has been accepting these thoughts as facts without evidence. If you wrote, "I'm not smart enough," ask yourself, according to whom? Based on what standard? What proof do I have? Every time you catch yourself saying, "I can't," stop immediately. Pull out your notebook and add "yet" or "how can I" to the end of that sentence. "I can't speak in public" becomes "how can I speak in public?" Notice how this simple shift moves you from a dead end to an open road of possibilities. Your brain loves solving problems. Give it the right questions to work on. Create a 3-column table in your notebook. Column 1, the limiting belief. Column 2, the actual evidence. Column 3, a new empowering question. When your inner voice says, "Nobody will value my ideas," write it in column 1. In column 2, list times when people did value your input, no matter how small. In column 3, write, "How can I present my ideas more effectively?" Challenge each negative assumption with these questions. Is this always true? Would I say this to my best friend? What would I say to my younger self? What's a more balanced way to view this? Remember, confrontation isn't about fighting with yourself. It's about examining these thoughts with the same critical thinking you'd use for any important decision. Your limiting beliefs are like old furniture. They might have served a purpose once, but now they're just taking up space where new possibilities could live. Today, every "I can't" becomes "how can I?" Every "I'm not good enough" becomes "what's my next growth step?" Every "it's impossible" becomes "what's one small way to start?" Your inner critic isn't used to being questioned. Get ready for some resistance, but stand firm. You're not taking no for an answer anymore. Today is about shifting from who you've been to who you're becoming. Your identity, the way you see yourself, creates invisible boundaries around your potential. It's time to redraw those boundaries. Start your morning with the mirror exercise. Stand tall, look yourself in the eyes, and speak to yourself like a coach speaks to their star athlete. State your new identity declarations out loud. I'm becoming more confident every day. I take action despite fear. I find solutions where others see problems. Your brain believes what you tell it with conviction. Pull out your notebook and write your old identity statements on the left page. On the right page, write their evolved versions. Left, I'm just not good with money. Right, I'm learning to make smart financial decisions. Left, I always quit when things get hard. Right, I build strength through challenges. Create what I call identity anchors. Short, powerful phrases that remind you of who you're becoming. Write these on sticky notes and place them where you'll see them often. I choose growth over comfort. I take responsibility for my results. I find ways, not excuses. Throughout today, catch yourself when you speak from your old identity. Stop mid-sentence if you have to. Replace those words immediately with your new identity statements. Yes, it will feel strange. Yes, you might feel like you're pretending. Do it anyway. Your actions will catch up to your words. The key is consistency. Every time you speak to yourself today, ask, is this how a champion thinks? Is this who I'm becoming? If not, adjust your language immediately. Your new identity isn't a coat you put on sometimes. It's who you're becoming permanently. Remember, your identity isn't fixed. It's a choice you make moment by moment through your words and beliefs. Choose wisely today. You're literally talking yourself into your new reality. Today we bridge the gap between words and actions. Your new self-talk means nothing without corresponding behavior. Every positive thought must have a matching positive action, no matter how small. Create an action alignment tracker in your notebook. Draw 3 columns. Morning declaration, daily action, evening celebration. In the first column, write your intention for the day. Make it specific and actionable. Instead of, I am confident, write, I speak up in today's meeting. Your brain needs clear instructions, not vague aspirations. For every empowering thought you practice, take one small action that proves it true. If you say, I'm becoming more organized, spend 5 minutes clearing your desk. If you declare, I'm taking charge of my health, do 10 push-ups right now. These micro actions build evidence that supports your new self-talk. Track your wins religiously. Every small victory deserves recognition. Did you make that phone call you've been avoiding? Write it down. Did you speak kindly to yourself after a mistake instead of beating yourself up? That's progress. Celebrate it. Your brain needs to associate your new self-talk with success. Create a proof journal. Document every piece of evidence that your new identity is becoming real. Times you chose courage over comfort. Moments you followed through on commitments. Situations where you bounced back quickly. Actions that aligned with your goals. End your day with a victory lap. Review your action alignment tracker. Acknowledge every step forward, no matter how small. Remember, progress isn't about perfection, it's about direction. Are your actions moving you toward your new identity or away from it? Your words create your thoughts drive your actions, and your actions shape your reality. Today is about closing the loop, making sure your physical world matches your mental one. Let your actions amplify your words, and let your words inspire bigger actions. This is where real change happens, in the space between saying and doing. Make them match. Your environment shapes your thoughts more than willpower ever could. Today, we're redesigning your physical space to support your new self-talk. Think of your environment as the stage where your transformation plays out. Start by cleaning your phone. It's your most immediate environment. Delete apps that trigger negative self-talk. Record voice notes of your new identity statements. Set them as random alarms throughout the day. When they play, stop everything and repeat them out loud. Your own voice becomes your most powerful reminder. Create what I call success stations in your home and workplace. Post your identity anchors at eye level by your desk. Put your most important goal on your bathroom mirror. Set your phone's wallpaper to your core declaration. Leave your notebook open to your victories page. Your car becomes your university on wheels. Record yourself speaking your new truths with power and conviction. Play these recordings during your commute. Let your car become a capsule of positive programming. Rearrange your physical space to match your new identity. If you're becoming more productive, create a dedicated workspace. If you're developing healthy habits, make your exercise clothes the first thing you see in the morning. Your environment should make your new behaviors feel natural and inevitable. Build what I call pattern interrupts. Physical reminders that snap you out of old thinking. Wear a rubber band on your wrist. Snap it gently when negative thoughts arise. Place colored dots around your space. Each color represents a key reminder. Change your phone's notification sound to a word that energizes you. Remember, your environment is either working for you or against you. There's no neutral space. Every object, sound, and image either reinforces your new identity or echoes your old one. Today, make your world work for you. This isn't about motivation. It's about strategy. Design your environment so your new self-talk becomes your default setting. Today's focus moves deeper. we're healing your relationship with yourself. The way you speak to yourself reflects the relationship you have with yourself. It's time to transform it from critic to ally. Start with a forgiveness letter. Write to yourself about every time you broke self-promises, abandoned your dreams, or spoke harshly to yourself. Don't judge, just acknowledge. End each sentence with, "And I choose to forgive myself." This isn't about forgetting. It's about freeing yourself to move forward. Practice self-compassion pauses throughout the day. When you make a mistake, place your hand on your heart and say, "This is a moment of difficulty. Everyone faces these moments. I choose to be kind to myself right now." Turn your inner critic into an inner coach. Build trust with yourself through tiny promises. Make small commitments and keep them no matter what. If you say you'll work out for 5 minutes, do it. If you promise yourself 10 minutes of reading, honor it. If you commit to drinking water first thing, follow through. Create a daily self-appreciation ritual. Each night, write down 3 things you did right today, 2 challenges you handled well, 1 way you showed up for yourself. Remember, your relationship with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship in your life. You can't berate yourself into growth. You can't shame yourself into success. Today is about learning to be your own best friend, your own trusted advisor, your own greatest supporter. Treat yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a loved one who's learning and growing. This is where true transformation begins. This final day isn't an ending. It's the beginning of your new normal. Today is about cementing these changes into your daily life, making them as natural as breathing. Create your maintenance system. Design a weekly self-talk check-in. Sunday evening reviews of your thought patterns, daily morning power statements, voice note updates tracking your mental shifts, regular notebook entries documenting growth. Build what I call success triggers. Specific moments in your day that automatically activate your new self-talk. Morning coffee becomes reflection time. Red traffic lights signal gratitude moments. Door frames remind you to stand tall. Phone rings prompt deep breaths and power poses. Write a letter to your future self, dated 1 year from today. Describe who you've become through this transformed self-talk. Be specific about the changes you see, feel, and experience. This letter becomes your North Star, guiding your daily conversations with yourself. Set up your early warning system. List your personal signs that old patterns are trying to resurface. Skipping your morning routine. Making excuses for missed commitments. Speaking in absolutes, never, always. Avoiding your reflection practices. Remember, transformation isn't a destination, it's a practice. Your new self-talk isn't a temporary fix, it's your new operating system. These 7 days were just the installation process. Now comes the daily choice to run this new program. You're not done, you're just beginning. Let every word you speak to yourself from this day forward build the life you're meant to live. Let's face it, your road to transformation won't always be smooth. Understanding common obstacles and having ready solutions turns problems into stepping stones. First, let's talk about setbacks. You'll have days when old thought patterns crash back like waves. This isn't failure. It's part of rewiring your brain. When this happens, use the reset ritual. Stop whatever you're doing. Take 3 deep breaths. Place your hand on your heart. State, I'm learning and growing. 1 moment doesn't define my journey. Open your notebook to your victories page. Read 3 past successes. Choose 1 small action to take right now. External negativity will test your new mindset. People around you might not understand your changes. Some might even try to pull you back to old patterns. Create what I call your protection protocol. Set clear boundaries around negative conversations. Prepare power phrases. I appreciate your concern, but I'm choosing to focus differently now. Distance yourself from energy drainers. Strengthen connections with supporters. Have ready responses for common criticisms. Consistency challenges will arise. Life gets busy. Old habits try to sneak back. Build your consistency insurance. Link new thought patterns to existing habits. Set 3 non-negotiable daily practices. Create accountability through voice notes. Use the if-then system. If I miss my morning practice, then I do it at lunch. Keep your notebook visible and accessible. Set reminders that require physical action to dismiss. For emergency situations, those moments when stress, fear, or doubt threaten to overwhelm your new patterns, implement the rapid recovery system. Physical pattern. Break. Change your posture immediately. Move to a different location. Splash cold water on your face. Do deset jumping jacks. Mental reset. Play your recorded power statements. Read your day 1 observations. Compare them to today's thoughts. Remind yourself how far you've come. Immediate action plan. Choose one small achievable task. Complete it right now. Document this win. Build momentum from there. Remember these core truths when obstacles arise. Setbacks are feedback, not failure. Resistance means you're growing. Consistency beats intensity. Progress isn't perfect. Create an emergency contact list in your phone. Supportive friends who understand your journey. Motivational videos that resonate with you. Your own recorded pep talks. Written reminders of your why. Keep your victory bank updated. A collection of all your wins, big and small. When doubts creep in, this becomes your evidence file. Every time you overcome an obstacle, add it to the bank. This builds your resilience resume. Most importantly, develop what I call your bounce back rate. How quickly you return to positive self-talk after a setback. The goal isn't to never fall, it's to fall forward and recover faster each time. Your obstacles aren't stopping you. They're showing you where you need to strengthen your foundation. Use them. Learn from them. Grow through them. Let every challenge reinforce your commitment to this new way of speaking to yourself. When you transform your inner dialogue, everything around you begins to shift. It's like dropping a stone in a pond. The ripples touch every shore of your life. Look at your relationships first. Notice how people respond differently to you now. When you stop the negative self-talk, you stop accepting negative treatment from others. Your standards rise naturally. You attract people who match your new energy. Those old toxic relationships, they either transform or fade away. You'll find yourself having deeper conversations, setting clearer boundaries, and building stronger connections. Your career takes on new momentum. That voice that used to say, keep quiet in meetings now says, share your insights. You start seeing opportunities instead of obstacles. Your confidence isn't artificial anymore. It's built on a foundation of daily positive self-talk and aligned actions. Watch how your superiors notice this change. See how your colleagues respond to your new energy. Projects that seemed overwhelming now become exciting challenges. Your health transforms without force. When you speak kindly to yourself, you naturally want to treat your body better. You don't have to push yourself to exercise. You want to move because you respect your body. Your food choices improve because you care about how you feel. Sleep becomes a priority because you value your rest. Your stress levels drop because you're no longer at war with yourself. Your financial world shifts too. Notice how your money mindset changes when you stop saying, I'm bad with money, and start saying, I'm learning to make smart financial choices. You begin seeing money as a tool rather than a source of stress. Your spending habits shift because you value yourself more. Investment opportunities appear because you trust your judgment more. Watch these amazing connections. Better self-talk leads to better sleep. Better sleep leads to better decisions. Better decisions lead to better results. Better results reinforce better self-talk. Your energy levels rise because you're not wasting power on self-criticism. This extra energy goes into creativity, problem solving, and building your dreams. You stop asking, why me? And start asking, why not me? Even your posture changes. Stand in front of a mirror. See how differently you carry yourself now. Your shoulders are back. Your head is high. Your smile is genuine. This isn't just physical. It's your inner transformation showing up in your outer world. The most beautiful part? You become a living example for others. Without saying a word about this journey, you inspire change in those around you. Children notice how you speak to yourself and model it. Colleagues see your transformation